Alright my friends, Teez Monkey, and we're back with another video because yes, it's the beginning of the season and new stuff is coming out. And with the season, of course, we get the new exotic armors for the 3 different classes. This one is about the Warlock because it's the boots, and today it was boots in the Lost Sector, so this was the first chance anyone had a chance to get these. So I went out and got them this evening. Saw some videos on YouTube, but it seems like everyone on YouTube is talking about just basically one concept of these things, and there's something very, very, very major and spicy that a lot of people are not telling you guys about. So in this video, we're going to talk about the obvious, and then we're going to talk about the not so obvious that everyone is forgetting to tell you about and is not thinking about with these because everybody's mind is so implanted in solar. And you'll see what I mean by that when we get through. So stick around, watch the video because it's going to be fantastic. So here they are, the boots, the Rain of Fire. Let's take a look at them. Soaring Fusilier. Air dodge reloads all of your weapons and improves the airborne effectiveness of fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles. Final blows with these weapons make you radiant. The big part there is becoming radiant with the fusion rifle. That's linears or regular fusion rifles. So yes, of course, the first thing that comes to mind here is Vex, like everybody is telling you, right? This is going to turn your Vex into a damage dealer. Just rip things down, kind of back like when we had the fusion rifle season. The only thing you're missing out is the debuff that mod gave us with that season. But you're getting that radiant, that 25% damage boost to your gun as soon as you become radiant, and the kills refresh it. So you get that radiant buff, and if it's ticking down, it does not have to hit 0 before you can reapply it. Every kill you get while radiant just sends the timer back to full. So you can keep this up basically non-stop with something like Vex, okay? Excuse me, my friend's a little sick, so pardon the coughs here and there. The other thing about this, air dodge reloads all of your weapons. So every single weapon, all 3 of your weapons. So this can help you in a damage situation, right? Maybe you're in a boss DPS session and you are told to be on well. Well, you can put a well down and then dump all your magazines and reload them faster than anybody else in the game. We don't need auto loading on machine guns and rocket launchers with these boots. We can just jump up in the air and dash real quick to reload everything. So that's a big part of that. So again, this is with the solar. So let's kind of look at some things here on what I'm running when it comes to this. And I don't think people are mentioning this here. These 2 mods, because maybe people aren't as high yet to get them. But I've been grinding. But look at these mods here. Ray of Precision. While radiant, solar precision final blows cause combatants to ignite. You pair this with solar fulmination. Your ignitions do increase damage in an increased radius. Yes, that's 9 total points that you then have to sink into your class item. But you can do it. Okay. What else do I have going on in this build? Let's start with the helmet. We've got Explosive Well Maker. This stuff is generated around getting my grenade back as well. But the other thing that we have here is you see we got elemental armaments because I want to create solar wells. The reason being I'm running high energy fire because this stacks on top of the damage buff you get from being radiant. You can stack Font of Might in there too. You could go Font of Might, high energy fire, and radiant and really get it up there. But if we run high energy fire, we need a way to get charged. We have elemental charge here, so every time I pick up a solar well, I'm getting my 2 stacks of charge by light. So we got to keep those wells coming. You could get out of some of these mods here and maybe throw in a void piece and get stacks on stacks and supercharged so that you can really keep that high energy fire up there with those 4 stacks of charge by light. But that's up to you of kind of how you want to play it. But again, this is just showing off a lot of what most of the people are showing you with this, their video on this, is with Vex. So I'll show you that, and then we'll also look at this. We're running the Icarus Dash here to get that reload. I'm running Touch of Flame so that I can also, my Solar Grenade lasts longer, does that damage there. But of course, down here we have, you apply more Ember of Ashes. Ember of Torches is a backup way to become Radiant by using our powered melee, because we want to stay Radiant as much as we can. Radiant and Restoration effects apply to have increased duration. This takes you from having a 10-second buff to a 15. And then defeating Scorched targets creates melee energy. So you can kind of put whatever you want down here. The big one is going to be this one right here when you're on the Solar class. So I'm going to go out here and show you some gameplay with it, and just kind of watch here how this works. Let's cruise around, see if we can't find some others. So I'm about to lose my Radiance, but because of my aspect, I can use that to become Radiant. Boom, there's the big explosion there. Our Radiant is refreshed. Boom, there's another one. So you can see how this can do some serious ad clearing. If you're in a situation where you are clearing ads in the raid. But you can see all these ignitions going off as long as I get a precision kill while I'm Radiant, which again is coming from those mods on the class item. Boom, there goes a nice one that you can see there. But the other thing, like I said, remember, is these boots reload all your weapons. So let's drain our weapons out here. Okay, so we got 1 in that one, 13 there, 1 there. So if I do an Icarus Dash, boom, 6, 33, 6, right? I'm full. I can get a kill with the Deliverance. I'm Radiant. Swap to my Vex. Try to get that headshot. Right? Boom. So if there's ads around the enemy while we are Radiant, we want to try to get that headshot to set off that explosion. Boom. Get him lit up back there. Boom. Alright. So I don't really have to ever reload anything. I can just switch to something else because I'm running a full fusion build here. Get some Cataclysmic in there. Right? My Radiant ran out, but I want to get that back, so let me just hit him with that. Oh, ran out of ammo. Do a dash. Radiant again. So I could just lay into him with Vex. Alright, but now I'm about to be in an issue because my Radiance is about to run out. I can get him, get my Radiance back in, so now I can get that precision kill to try to get that ignition. Boom, big explosions. We got our wells. I pick up 1 well, I become charge time 2. Like I said, you could run supercharge there to get that up to a 4 to carry more stacks. But this just buffs on top of the Radiant, so let's get buffed there. Got Radiant going. Let's get some damage on these guys. Alright, maybe I want to swap to this. Get a little freeze and slow on them because we got chill clip here. Alright, get a reload in. Everything's at full. Swap to my Cataclysmic. Alright, about to lose my Radiant. So I'm gonna lose my damage buff here. So maybe I'll look around for an ad. Get juiced off of him real quick. And come back to this guy. Hit him with that. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Like, you know, get that dash in there, get those reloads. It's basically auto-loading holster in a sense on any weapon you have. You just have to do a dash, right? From your Icarus dash. Get Radiant. Don't forget we got that linear shot from Vex. Just gotta remember the timer if you're using those mods on the class item. And that's what you see, that big, it's basically Dragonfly enhanced, right? An enhanced version of Dragonfly. Gotta get that precision kill while Radiant to cause that big explosion. So that's pretty basic. If you've seen one video, they're basically all the same when it comes down to the solar class for this. But don't forget, you don't have to do this with fusion. As long as you have one fusion rifle, you can become Radiant. So you can carry your Vex to help you to get the Radiant. Once you get a kill with the Vex and your Radiant, you could swap to your Rocket and get that extra damage on your Rocket. The Radiant applies to all your weapons, not just the fusion rifle. So here we go. Here's some rocket ammo. So let me get Radiant. Now I'm Radiant, I can swap to this. And I'm about to lose it, so I can get it back with this. I can jump up, make sure my rocket's reloaded for when I swap to it. So you see how that works. Like I said, that's basically, you've seen one video, they all talk about it. What I want to show you guys is what you're about to see next. So here we go. Alright, my friends, so now we're in the part that no one else is talking about, and that's the fact that these boots can be worn on any class, any subclass. Everybody's got Solar so pounded into their head because of Solar 3.0 that they're only thinking about these boots on a Solar class. Nowhere in these boots does it say anything about having to be on a Solar class. It kind of insinuates that with the air dodge reloads all of your weapons, right? Because the only thing we can do on Warlock where we're in air dodging is the Icarus dash. So we need that for that. But in terms of becoming Radiant and giving a damage boost to not only the fusion rifle that we're using that we have to get a kill with to become Radiant, but we can use any other weapon in our arsenal. I've got a shotgun up here. I've got a rocket launcher, so I can apply that damage boost to any of these guns. I just have to get a kill with a fusion rifle first, and I'm going to use the Vex to do that. So I'm going to get a kill with Vex. That's going to give me 10 seconds of being Radiant that I can then swap to another gun if I want to. If I keep Vex in my hand, every kill I get is just going to send it back to 10 seconds. And I'm pretty sure, I know someone's going to say, well, did you try blank? I haven't, so let's try it out and see if it works real quick. But I'm going to just show this on Void here for a second, just so you can see we're thinking out the box here. And don't forget about stasis as well, because it works really nice on stasis with a stasis turret. But let's try this out here. So blink does not work. So there you go. If that is your question, you can see blink is not going to trigger it. So let me switch my jump back, and then we will head out here really quick and kind of just show this off. Just so you see that it does work on other classes like I am saying. So I need to get a kill first. Boom, I'm Radiant. 8 seconds, counting down. Now I can run around with my shotgun. Oh, I need to get Radiant again. So let me find a scrub, pick him off. Right? Or I can just run around with Vex. This is why I came down here, is because the enemies are a little bit tougher, so it's kind of more of like an in-game situation down here. So you can kind of see how practical maybe this could be in like a GM, right? Because in GMs we still have our little scrub-a-dubs. So we can mop up a couple scrubs with it, keep the Vex rolling, stay radiant, keep our buff going. But maybe we roll up on a yellow bar, we're radiant, we could swap. If I can aim, get that shotgun kill in. My radiant's wearing off, so I want to switch back. Get a scrub kill. Just to the rocket, get a little hit the tree. That was awesome. It's late, my friends. I've been up for a very long time, so excuse the bloopers. But let's get radiant. Boom, let's hit him. Don't forget, we've got our weakening grenade too over here, right? So let's try this. Let's get radiant. Let's take the grenade. Let's throw that on him. Follow that up. That's pretty sexy, right? So remember, you can do this kind of stuff on any class. The difference is you're gonna go from a 15-second radiant buff to an 8 on a different class, right? But you can still do everything else other than the Icarus dash to reload, right? So I'm out here on the moon now because we're on the stasis, and the one thing I've mentioned earlier is when you're not on the solar class, we can't access that fragment to basically double our timer on radiant. We go from a 15-second radiant down to an 8. So when you're in a situation like where I was down in the Castellium, down in the Pleasure Gardens with a lot of thick yellow bar enemies, it's kind of hard to keep that radiant up. So in a lesser situation where there's more like red bar kind of trash enemies around, stasis can get involved and help you solidify those headshots to set off those ignitions to get that like big ad clearing going on. Because as you can see, when he's frozen, I can either get the burst damage from the stasis kill, or I can get those ignitions like that on the headshots. So you can see those big explosions going off. Like I said before, it's basically enhanced dragonfly. Boom, there's one. So you can see how big this explosion is. And that's all, again, due to those mods that we are running on our class item that I showed in the beginning of the video. So this is an option as well. You can run these boots with any class. Boom, there's a big nice explosion there. And the stasis just allows you to solidify a headshot. You know, you got a frozen target, you can line up that headshot and get that explosion to get everything around him. So I kind of like this on stasis for like I said, a situation where maybe there's a lot of ads around, trashy mobs, but in a thick like yellow bar situation, it's not as easy to make it all synergize together. Now the other thing I want to show you here is a combination that I kind of came up with that seemed to work pretty good in a situation like this as well. So I got a Polaris Lance, right? Precision hits, load, and explosive rounds. So we all know how Polaris Lance works. But again, we need a fusion rifle to make this work, right? Because we got to get a kill with the fusion rifle to get radiant. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Deliverance here. And you can see on mine I have Enhanced Demolitionist, which is going to help us get our grenade back, whatever class we're on. And we also got Chill Clip on this. So we're going to throw that on. You're heavy, pick whatever you want. So the process here is going to be to use the Deliverance to get at least one kill, and then we're going to quickly, if I could talk, swap over to Polaris Lance to mop up anything else for that 8 seconds. So we're constantly going to be switching back and forth to get our buff going here. So let's get our buff, right? There goes our buff. We're radiant. So if something comes out in time, boom, there's the big explosion, right? Now I need to get it back. So let's get buff. And if we run out of Radiant, we still have the explosion from Polaris Lance itself. So you can kind of see how this works. Right, let me not die. I think we're gonna die there, but that's alright. So again, I like this combination of weapon, and of course Scout Rifle is unstoppable this season, so if you're gonna be doing stuff that involves champs, this could be an option. Do you see we just wiped all those with that? And of course we still have the explosive round from Polaris Lance itself. There you see all those guys just got torched. I'm running out, so let me get buff. Let's get buff. Boom. Let's get buff. So you can kind of see how that's working together. So I know this video has been long and I don't want to keep you going. Again, it's late at night, I've been up, so the video demonstration might not be as good as I wanted it to be, but I think you guys get the picture of what I'm talking about here on how you can use this and what everyone forgot to mention about these boots. And again, that is the fact that you do not have to run these solely on a solar class. If you want the air dodge reloads weapons part, then yes, you do, because you need to use the Icarus Dash to do that. And again, it reloads every single weapon you're holding. So you lose out on that when you go to a different class, and you lose the ability to be able to run a couple of the fragments that give you a little bit more uptime. And the main one again here we're talking about is Ember of Solace, right? This basically doubles the duration. So you go from a 15-second down to 8 seconds again. And down here, of course, you have to have a fusion rifle, like the other build, to get it going. So whether you're going to use Vex, I think Deliverance is a great option, especially with Demolitionist and Chill Clip to run on an off solar class to get those kills. Especially on stasis, because enhanced demolitionist gives you back more grenade energy than regular demo does, if you didn't know that. So if you haven't made this weapon, get in the raid, get it made, throw that enhanced demolitionist on there. It's a beautiful thing, my friends. So on that note, guys, I'm going to try to wrap it up. I hope this all made sense to you, and again, I just wanted to get this out there because I saw the video of people talking about these and everyone was just talking about it on a solar class. But yes, these boots kind of do bring back Vex from that season where we had, you know, the debuff applied from fusion rifles and all that good jazz. So we can get the Vex up there pumping in some damage. Just remember that Radiant Light gives you that 25% boost, and you can stack high energy fire on top of that. You could stack Font of Might. I could throw Font of Might in here as well. Especially if I'm in a situation where I'm in a group situation and other people on my team are creating wells to keep this all flowing very, very, very fast. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, my friends.